Hello, my name is Wendy Kleinke. I am the CEO and founder of Fitness Solutions with Wendy Kleinke. And so what I want to talk to you about today is about engagement, onboarding, and sales, and how those things all work together. So it's important to you that you kind of think about this, because engagement really starts like before they even walk in the door. If they are clicking on an ad, looking at your website, you may not even hear from them, but something brought them in the door. So the engagement has already started. So I want you to kind of think about that, and I also want you to think about how engagement is going to help keep your costs down. It's going to help build loyalty, which is going to lead to a greater increase in sales of your services and your products. So before we get started, if you want to let me know where you're from, what your specialty is, I would love it if you would just drop it in the comments. I'd love to know who I'm talking to. I work with people from all different kinds of niches, so it's always nice to know what your specialty is, because it's important. And exercise is for everybody, so it's really important that you're here and that you are delivering your specialty out to the world. So thanks for being here with me, and let me know what you're doing. So starting with engagement, once they walk in the door, what does your onboarding process look like, and why is that important to you? When people are starting to engage with you and they're unknown to you, you want to think about who's sitting at the front door. Is it you? Is it somebody that you've hired? And so when you have somebody that comes into your facility or that comes to you through whatever process to sign up for your services, how are you taking them through? How are you explaining to them what you offer and how it's going to be pivotal and important to them? There should be some sort of a tour around your facility, if in a facility, and there should be introductions to your staff as that tour is going on. And you also should be training these people. If you're not doing it yourself, you should be training these, your front desk person to start asking them and get them talking about themselves and why they're there. It's going to be a lot easier for the sale to convert them into a membership when they feel a little bit more comfortable, and people are always comfortable talking about themselves. So that's usually something that they're more inclined to be more open to you when you're interested in them. So I want you to think about what your onboarding process looks like, okay? And when I say onboarding, I mean the entire process of getting them exposed to your services, exposed to your facility, exposed to what you offer, signed up for the membership, and then engaged with some of your staff. So what does that look like? And do you even have one? So some people don't even have an onboarding system or an onboarding anything that they're doing for that. So I really want you to think about if you have one and does it need tweaking, especially right now. It's important to really think about, how are my consultations lined up? How are they offered? Who's doing my selling? Okay, who's doing your selling? Is it the front desk person, or is it your trainer, or is it both? You want to think about that, and you want to think about whether or not where you have it is the best way to go. When you have multiple people selling your services, they really need to be on the same page, okay? And when I say they need to be on the same page, I mean they shouldn't be offering different offers. If you've got contractors in there and they sell their own programs, your front desk person should not be selling that at all, because they don't even know what they are. So you want to make sure that everybody's on the same page, or you want to just leave it to the trainers, because they know their services better than anybody else. So that's something that you should definitely be thinking about, but it's really a big deal on who's doing your selling. You really want to think about that, because they're the face of your business, and they're going to make or break the sale, right? So you want to make sure that they're well informed. They know what the program is. They know what the price point is. They know how low they can go, if they're going to go low. But you really need to know about how you're positioning your pricing, because it's important. And what is your structure? So a lot of times I'll see people go in and they'll have just group classes, and that's really all they offer. And the problem with that is that unless they're free, people don't engage in them. You have to kind of train them to go to group classes. So unless that's the only thing that you're offering, like if all you offer is group classes, then that's all you offer, So like some places that's all that they offer. But when you are having multiple different ways that they can purchase services from you, whether it's group training, small group training, one-on-one training, you should have a system set up in place that's going to move them to the next options, that's going to keep them going. rather than just have them go into the cheapest thing. So like group training is obviously like the easiest thing to get certified for. It is usually lowest cost to hire people to run. So a lot of people will go right to group training. But it's hard to get people to engage in group training when they don't know anybody, when they don't know the instructor, they don't know any of the other members. It's really intimidating going into a class not knowing what to expect. So when you start working with your one-on-one clients and getting them involved in those groups, it looks a little bit differently. It looks a little bit differently when you start kind of nurturing them through the system rather than just saying, okay, here's what we offer. So what does your sales system look like? These are all things that you guys should be thinking about. And right now is really the time where you can really kind of dive into that and think about it, because we've got a lot of downtime right now. I mean, I know a lot of us are still serving clients and a lot of us are super busy trying to keep up with the technology, but things should be starting to level out for you a little bit right here. And now is a great time to really kind of look at what you've been doing and where you can improve. And I guarantee it, if you look close enough, you will find some things where you can really improve in your sales process and you can improve in your onboarding process. And you should really, really be picking that apart right now, because you've got the time to do it. Think about it, okay? Think about how you're getting the people, if you're getting them through ads, through your website, through word of mouth. And word of mouth right now, you should also be pushing for that as well, because not everybody's doing what you're doing. I'm getting referrals all the time from people who are all over the country that know somebody who's in my group, right? So, but their trainer isn't doing anything, or they've been stuck inside and realized that they need to exercise and they don't know how. So you should definitely be putting forth an incentive towards referrals, because referrals are going to be coming from people who already know you, are already exposed to you, and they're going to speak very highly of you. Second of all, the people that come are going to be more likely to commit. Offer them an incentive, get some more people in there, have a bring a friend day, whatever you want to do, but try to double down on those classes. Try to double down on, getting more people exposed to you, however you're going to do that. If you're going to use a lead magnet, however you're going to use it. Just make sure that you're really honing down that system, because it should be a system. It shouldn't just be a fly by the seat of your pants, however they come in. You should have a very regimented system, and it should be written down. You should have protocols for it so that anybody who you want to train, you can sit them down, explain to them, and give them a reference of how you want them to do it, because they're going to forget as soon as you walk away. So I hope this is making sense to you. Your consultations, like, who does your consultations? Do you have a sales staff that does your consultations? Do you have trainers? Do both people do it? I mean, do you have like a concierge? Like, how does that look for you in your business? Are you the only one who's doing it? How organized are you when it comes to your consultations? Do you have questions designed to help promote your sales and your services? Are you asking the right questions? Or are you just getting their measurements and saying, okay, great? Like, you really need to make sure that you're getting the right information from them so that you can tell them and you can convey to them how you can help them. It's not about convincing them, right? Like, you don't want to just convince somebody that they need you. Like, you want to convey what you can provide for them, and then want them to make the decision. You want it to be their choice. But throughout all of that, you should absolutely be putting yourself in the best position for the sale, to ask for the sale, and you should be doing that by the questions that you're asking them. You should definitely be using some sort of a tool, not just kind of writing down like on lined paper. I have seen trainer after trainer after trainer do that, and it's like, no. That's not how we do it. So if you need an example of that, I definitely have one, and I'm more than happy to provide it. Just shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy to get that over to you. I hope everything's making sense for you. If you have any thoughts or questions about, this is all stuff that I would cover in the Fitness Foundation program. So if that's something that you want to talk more about, again, just shoot me a DM or leave me a comment, and we'll get a time to get together to talk about this stuff. But I hope this is helping you, because we really have to kind of band together right now and really hone in on our craft. We are so needed right now, and what's going on in the world, we can't go to the gyms. I mean, some people can. Some people are opening back up. In Michigan last week, we were supposed to open, and then it was a oops, never mind. No, you can't. I know that some places are starting to open and others are not, but it's really important that you understand how valuable you are and realize that people need you. People need us. We are needed. We are important. And just really getting organized so that you can present that to people is the best thing that you can do, not only for yourself, but for them as well. Because if you're not presenting them with the right information and you don't have a system that's going to help you do that, you're failing them too. Because they could be leaving without even knowing what it is that you can do for them. They could be just going off into the gym and never talking to you ever again. And hopefully that doesn't happen. And you should make sure that your members, that you're talking to them, that you know their name, all those kinds of things. So we talked about a lot today, right? Talked about engagement, talked about onboarding, talked about sales and consultations, talked about a ton of stuff. I hope this is resonating with you. If you like what you're hearing, give me a thumbs up, guys. Like, I'm here to help you guys, so I'm hoping that what I'm talking about is resonating. If there's anything that you want me to talk about or a topic that you are interested in, please send me a message, drop a comment somewhere. Whatever you're most comfortable doing, I'm good with. But I'm here to serve you guys, and I'm here to help in the best way that I know how. So I know a lot about it because I took a special interest in it. And engagement is one of my very favorite topics. So if it's something that you want to hear more about, I do absolutely know about plenty of other things when it comes to running a fitness facility just because of my background and history. Let me know what you guys want to hear about, okay?